Hi there, me again. So let's talk about the other elephant in the room. And this is directed towards friends and family members of someone who's recently had a stroke. How can I help them? A good friend of mine had to have a phone call with her yesterday. Uh, she had to put her mom into a long-term care facility, not due to a stroke, but due to some mental health issues. I myself have had to see my grandmother go from a hospital to a long-term care facility because of a stroke that she had. So there are some decisions and considerations made by the family members, the support element, the friends of those that have had a stroke, and it may change your relationship, and some of you may feel guilty because of it. So first off, let's just talk about they're never coming home, right? So your family members had a stroke, and for whatever reason, their stroke has left them in a place or position in their life where it's not the most reasonable decision right now for them not to come home. Well, they're probably going to a rehab facility that has an excellent staff that's there to help them get better as best they can and prepare them for coming home. Sure, they might be there for a couple of months, and in time, with some accommodations and some modifications, they should be able to return home, right? Let's talk about the flip side of that coin. You've had a stroke, or a loved one's had a stroke so bad that pretty much leaves them bed or wheelchair bound, where they only have three favorite words. In the case of grandma, it was yes, no, and shit. Those are the only three reliable words that she could get out. Occasionally, she would get out the odd one other than that. Uh, but she had paralysis on her right side. She couldn't walk on her own, had difficulty feeding herself. So she wasn't a viable candidate to return home. And unfortunately, she was mentally there. There was nothing wrong with her faculties. It's just her body let her down. So she knew and was fully aware of what was going on around her, and you could tell that was upsetting to her. Decisions had to be made for her and about her, but really couldn't involve her because she really couldn't communicate effectively. We knew what she wanted, don't get me wrong. Everyone knew what Rhea wanted. And I can only imagine how physically draining it was for her to be able to actually get out a sentence that was more than her three favorite words. But you need to understand this. There's going to become a time where you have to make an extremely difficult decision. That decision is they are never coming home. They're going to a facility, nursing home, be it a rehab facility, and they are probably going to stay in some form of facility, institution, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be there, maybe indefinitely, maybe forever. Right? For those of you that have to make that decision, I'm sorry. I wish you did not have to make that decision. Unfortunately, you are making that decision not only in the best interest of your loved one, but in the best interests of you. Right? You, as the individual or group of individuals, do not have the skills, the patience, the training, the judgment, and the expertise and experience to properly facilitate rehabilitation and care for your loved one. Do you happen to have a $15,000 hospital bed just lying around? No. Do you happen to have a $5,000 patient lift transfer system just hanging around? No. Have you recently done renovations to your bathroom to the tune of about $7,000 for an extra wide, extra long tub with grab handles in 9 different places? No. You know, Do you have the time to properly make a meal for your family, and then another one specifically for your family member that has recently had a stroke? And in the case of Grandma, she got to eat pablum, or pureed food. Yeah, it looked like yak vomit. Do you have the time, the energy, and the willingness to be changing diapers on an adult that you intimately know as a family member? No, you're probably not keen on that either, right? Do you have the time, the energy, and ability to be chasing after this person if they leave the house, right? So the fact that you may need to place your family member into a facility that may be secure, it's for their good and your good. How are you going to sleep at night when you have to sleep with one eye open, waiting and listening to hear if your family member is falling to the floor, sneaking out of the house? You know, it's not like you're in the woods on stag, you know, at 3 in the morning, waiting for someone to show up that shouldn't be there. It's not like, you know, you're, watching your kids camp out in the backyard and make sure they don't get into trouble, right? For that one weekend in the year when the kids and their friends want to camp out in the backyard, so you pitch the tent in the backyard, and you know they're going to sneak away, and you're just trying to catch them for fun. No, this is going to be a case of you're going to be on sentry 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for the rest of the time that person is with you. You can't do it. It's unrealistic. What is more realistic is you make a hard decision, you make the right decision, you find the best facility, institution, nursing home, whatever the case may be, and you place them there. It's not like you're abandoning your loved one. It's not like you're driving them to the middle of the woods and letting them out of the car and go, hey, go play with the other stroke victims. I'll see you in a week. No, it's not like you're doing that. You're not abandoning them. And please don't feel that you are. Right? You're making the best decision about them, with them, and for them. Even if they're not able to completely understand or communicate why that decision is being made, it's the right decision. So, if you've been placed in that situation, I'm sorry to hear that, but please rest assured that you've made the best decision for your loved one that'll ensure that they get the care and love that they need, that you don't have the time, skills, facilities, patience, experience, and judgment to provide. Right? So, if you like what you're seeing, please like, share, and subscribe with your friends or family. If you don't, again, you should have stopped watching about 7 minutes and 39 seconds ago. And if you happen to see either in yourself or someone around you the signs or symptoms of a stroke, that being a facial droop, slurred or stuttering in speech, inappropriate word usage for the context and situation, inability to smile properly, general body weakness or weakness on one side, please immediately place that person in a position of comfort and dial 911. The life you just might save could be your own.